Now, how do you balance constructive feedback while ensuring the Gen Z employees don't disengage, shut down, or quit? Hi there, I'm David Kimotho. Let's look at ways we can give constructive feedback to the Gen Z, the young generation. Since they often dominate the workplace, their mindset and culture directly impacts productivity and morale. How do you tailor emotional intelligence strategy for your team? There's several ways you can do that while you're working with these young guys at the workplace. Number one, reframe assessments as growth tools, not criticism. Assessments as growth tools and not criticism. So shift the language from assessment to growth check-ins or collaborative feedback. You're giving them collaborative feedback. Make it two-way. Let them assess managers too. This has to be structured, not free-form, as this makes them feel heard. Now, reinforce that even top creatives get feedback. Everybody gets feedback. Let them understand that it's not just them. Now, secondly, normalize feedback through microdoses. Through microdoses. Instead of formal quarterly assessments, introduce weekly pulse checks, pulse checks meetings with quick digestible feedback. So you've got to make it casual, use Slack voice notes and quick one-on-one convos. Now, if feedback becomes routine, the emotional weight attached to it lessens. Let it become routine. Feedback become routine. 3, use gamification, that is making hard stuff light, and recognition as well. Introduce an emotional intelligence leaderboard or reward system for handling feedback well. For example, you can have the resilient creative of the month. These employees are the resilient creative of the month. Implement a peer recognition system. Gen Z values validation from peers more than authority. Validation more from peers more than authority. 4, build self-awareness and empathy via role switching. Assign them managerial style tasks, mentorship, budgeting for projects, so they experience responsibility from the other side. This helps them realize why decisions and feedback exist beyond personal preferences. 5, train managers on Gen Z psychology. Instead of pushing Gen Z to change completely, help millennials/boomers adjust their communication approach, less hierarchy and more coaching. Let it be less hierarchy and more coaching. Now, teach managers to sandwich feedback with a positive, introduce constructive input and end with encouragement. Very important. 6, mental wellness support. Since some struggle emotionally with assessments, integrate mental resilience coaching into workplace culture. Offer opt-in coaching sessions for navigating creative rejection and stress. 7, let data and peer input validate feedback. Gen Z, trust data over authority. If feedback is based on analytics, engagements, metrics, or campaign results, they are more likely to accept it. Implement peer-based reviews. If they hear critique from peers instead of just managers, they may process it better. Input from peers rather than managers, they will process it better. Expect impact, less emotional backlash to feedback. What else? Expect more open-mindedness to assessments. Expect stronger cross-generational collaboration. And in the end, you'll have lower turnover rates. So until next time, that's how you can deal with the Gen Zs when it comes to giving positive feedback.